guys, Exeter Rider, hope you're doing well. Now this week is all about this bike here. I've been gagging to ride this bike for so long now. It's the 2025 Honda NC750X. It's going to be a good one, trust me. I love this bike already. I've only done 50 miles on it. So hope you enjoy the review and let's get on with it. So here I am on the 2025 Honda NC750X. Over the years we've seen some changes. The NC came out in about 2016, somewhere around there, and was one of the first bikes to come out in dual clutch transmission format as well, which has been a massive hit since then for Honda. 2019 we had a few minor changes, like a new IMU. Then the big change was in 2022, which made the NC a completely different bike, in my opinion, to what it was previously. The next big jump is this one here, the 2025, where we have an even bigger frunk than the 2022 model. Of the frunk is the storage compartment where the fuel tank would normally be. That's a Honda NC750X term. People who own them know what the frunk is. Which is super handy. Anyone that has owned an NC will know how handy that lockable frunk is, where you can put your mobile phone and all your bits and bobs or whatever into there, and it's a really nice thing to have. The 2025 also comes with the dual disc on the front as well for the braking, and I can tell you now, it's incredibly strong. Nice initial bite as well, and it's very powerful. So a lot of people have been asking for that over the years, to have a dual disc on the front. Never bothered me, but for other people it's been a big positive change. The NC has always been that bike which has been affordable, yet can be a bit of everything. It can do everything quite well, as we will find out in this review. At a good price as well, of only, I think it's around 8,400 for the DCT model, which is the best-selling DCT model in the Honda range, to my knowledge. A good price, Honda quality, Honda reliability, and for that you get a bike which is evergreen. You know, you won't really need to upgrade from this bike in terms of engine capacity. It's enough to do it all, and do it all well. It's still got a sporty feel about it. We've got rider modes as well, which you can change from standard and go up to sport mode, and also there are user settings as well, where you can just change things and set the bike exactly how you want it to be. The suspension is pretty standard stuff, really. It's still we've got shower forks on the front, which are great, and the rear is just okay. It's it's all right. It does the job. It's nice and firm. It holds in nicely, but over the real bumpy stuff like this here and the potholes, it is a little bit budget. Seating position and the seat itself is comfortable. A massive upgrade from the 2017 models, like I've got on my bike. As most of you know, I've owned a 2017 since around 2019. I bought that bike, 2018 maybe, and it's a bike I just cannot get rid of, because it just does everything. And I love it. I still love it to this day. Braking is so much better now. It's just instant. It's just fantastic braking on this bike now. All the switchgear and all the mode selectors and that is all there. It's not overcomplicated. Very, very tactile. We can put the DCT transmission into manual if we want to, just by a click of a button over here, and we're in manual. Knock it down the cog here, knock it down again, and then we can change it up on the other side, or just with a flick of a finger I can move up and down the gears. But for me, the DCT does such a good job, I'll just leave it in DCT and let the bike do all the work and all the changing of the gears. Oh, bit of a skip there in the front. Never nice, is it? But yeah, so it's yeah, for me it's just a brilliant, you know, class leading bike. Really, it really is a superb bike for doing everything, for doing distance as well. If you want a bike that you want to go touring on, then it's a brilliant touring bike. Lots of people own these bikes for getting around in traffic and around the cities. As I've said before, with the DCT, there's less to think about, because you don't have to think about if you're in the right gear or not. Everything is looked after for you in that department. So sat here, very light, certainly compared to previous models like my 2017 model. It was a little bit more cumbersome, and you had to think a little bit more. This is all very natural now. It floats around lovely, very precise handling, very light handling considering it's a 750. Very confidence inspiring as well. If you're quite a new rider or just passed your test and you get on one of these, then there is, it, to me as an experienced rider, it doesn't feel much different than a 500cc motorcycle like a 500 Hornet. It feels pretty much the same sort of weights, really, just distributed in a different way. Or like the NX, again, that's a very light bike, and there isn't a huge amount of difference between it now. They've got this absolutely nailed ever since they made the chassis. I think it was about 5 kilograms lighter, I believe. It's made a huge difference. So confidence wise, if you're looking at a 750 and thinking I don't want something that powerful, or need a 750, in fact all it's doing is it's just becoming more of an evergreen bike when you do get a little bit more experienced. So I certainly advise this if you can, if your budget allows it, allows you to buy this bike over a 500, because with a 500 you might reach a point where you want to move on, whereas the NC ticks all those boxes, and you'll never feel like you'll want to have more power or, you know, just more grunt. You won't feel that, even if it's 2-up riding that you're doing a lot of. Even then it's pretty good. So yeah, again, the gears are looked after for me, so any unforeseens, one less thing to think about. It's light, it's very agile. It's a pleasure, to be honest with you. It's just a pleasurable ride to ride around in these circumstances. Very, very good indeed. Oh, big pothole there, that's huge. Anyway, I think that sums it up. So again, it's for commuting in town, considering it's a 750 bike, you know, cc bike, it's a 10 out of 10 from me. Now, one of the most common questions I get with DCT is, how do you do a U-turn with DCT and how does it behave? How do you get that right balance between the engine biting and the electronics working the clutch? Well, I'll try and show you the best I can. Now, the good thing with this new one, it starts up in neutral anyway. So when I click it into drive, there you go, there's into drive now. You feel a little clunk. Don't try and pull you forward or anything like that. Very, very smooth, very soft. Now, what hopefully you'll be able to see Let's just do a quick U-turn a minute, like so, and I'll come up to you then, and then you can see how much you have to twist the throttle before anything actually happens. Hopefully this will make sense. So this is on a slight small incline here. So what I do is, there you go, up to 1800 revs down. I can feel it just biting there. Give it a little bit more and we're away. Right, so very, very, very smooth, you know, certainly compared to my older model of this bike. Sorry to keep on referring to that, but I need to use that as a benchmark to show how the NC has progressed over the years. So again, hopefully you can see that, up to 1800 revs, and it just slowly takes off. Very smooth, typical parallel twin. Alright, so how does that behave when we do a U-turn? But nothing to worry about doing this, by the way. It's with this new 2025 model, it's so light, so easy to maneuver. It really is a dream, really. I mean, look how tight I can get that. I think it's got a 3-meter turn-in circle. Oops. Every time I film myself, I always stick a leg down. Put myself too much pressure. Just chill out a bit, Steve. Right, so yeah, so easy, so easy, very light. You know, even if I come to a stop and well, let's come over to you a bit closer. Even if I come to a stop, you know, let's put it in neutral just for safety's sake. You know, I can go this far and it's still easy to pull back up. I can go this far and it's easy to pull back up again. Not top heavy, not in the slightest. It's that weight that they shaved off on the 2022 model, which is transferred to this model, has made such a huge difference. It's a real joy to ride around on this bike. And again, you know, that's why I've owned mine for the last, well, it must be 4 years now. You know, I just can't get rid of it because it's just so damn good. You know, it just does everything. You know, if I was going to go around the world, I'd take my NC. I wouldn't take any other bike in my garage anyway. Yes, it's a great bike. It's a good looking bike. Headlights are fantastic at night as well, whilst we're looking at that view there. Tyres are okay. They are 17-inch rims front and back. Pushing the bike around, we got a decent grab handle on each side. Pulling it in and out of the garage is pretty easy as well. I mean, this is a 226cc kilogram, bike. Just doesn't feel like it because they have, you know, put the engine horizontally opposed, and what that does then, it, you know, you haven't got the weight coming up the top here too much. It's all down here. So if you're looking at this thinking it's a 226 kilogram bike, that's quite a weight, but it's nothing to make a decision on because it doesn't behave like a 226 kilogram bike. It behaves like a 200 kilogram bike. It just doesn't feel top heavy at all. Again, it's a major thumbs up to Honda for spreading that load, for getting rid of the chassis rate, and just the overall handling, the way it handles, is just brilliant. So again, you know, massive thumbs up to them. So what's it like out on the motorway? Well, let's open her up a minute. You'll be able to see the drop down speed there. So if I open it up now, you can see it kicks down a couple gears, and then it'll find its happy medium up into 6th gear. There's plenty of power, plenty of roll-on power. Slow it off a bit. Plenty of roll-on power as well. Seating position is great for doing long day trips. I could literally do this all day if I needed to. The only thing that lets it down, some people might say, is the lack of cruise control, which is a relevant point, but not the end of the world. But you will want to change that screen. That's always been a bit of a disappointment, if I'm honest with you, with the NC, is the standard screen is quite buffety and it is quite noisy. So, but apart from that, I mean, as an all-round commuter, if you've got to do, you know, 50-60 miles of this to commute every day, then it's superb. It really is absolutely brilliant. Never ceases to amaze me how relaxed the bike feels with this sort of riding. Here I am at 71 miles per hour and I'm at about 3,000 about 3,500 revs. Very relaxed, loads more power. Even if I want to open it up now, look, you see it drop down a cop or two. Loads and loads of power in front, all the way, you know, past 100 miles an hour. This bike will keep pulling. Going up hills as well, it's no problem. That it never changes down into 5th gear. This is the DCT model, so again, less to think about. It just feels ultimately utterly relaxed doing this type of thing. It's no bother for it at all. I guess you could say that it's a little bit hard to keep the speed in one area. Just tend to go up and down a little bit too quickly for my liking. You know, it'd be nice if it could hold its speed a bit better. And again, that is where cruise control would be ideal. But it's what it is. And again, up this, you can't see it here, but it's a very steep hill going up here. Got my high beam on, put that down there. And again, absolutely no problem. I'm not even accelerating much more really, it just tackles it really well. Going 2 up doing this, it would be alright, as long as your passenger finds the seat comfortable enough. Mirrors, okay. Seating position is fine. And it still ultimately handles incredibly well. So yeah, if you want to do touring, cross continents, this would be a great choice. And we have all the storage as well. Vibrations, hardly any at all. Certainly a lot better than my 2017. I don't quite know why that is, but just a newer bike, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, absolute pleasure again to ride on the dual carriageways and motorways on the NC. I've got my son on the back at the moment, and what I'm going to do is he's been on lots of bikes now, so he knows what is comfortable and what isn't. He's had quite a lot of experience of sitting on different bikes, and so what I want to do now, I'm just going to take him for a run of about 6 or 7 miles, not far, but just to find out what it's like to carry a Pillion, how he feels on the back there. Now for me riding with him on the back, this is where the dual brakes do come in. I've always said I've never really bothered me just having a single disc on the front, but you do feel it a little bit more when there's a Pillion on, of course. So the braking is much better for Pillion carrying, no doubt about that. The back is still the same. It's not. It's got a bit of bite to it, but not much. But it is strong enough overall. Whereas the front is very strong now, very strong indeed. So you can really knock off some speed quite quickly, even with a Pillion on. Now I don't feel that he's too close to me. It doesn't feel cramped with him on the back. Again, he's 15 years old now, nearly 16. So. He's a normal sized bloke, shall we say. So what we'll do in a minute is we'll pull over and we'll find out what he thinks about it all. What do you think about being Pillion on the NC750?
The seat's very thin, so it's quite small.
Yeah.
But nothing special really, it's just like an average seat, to be honest.
Yeah.
Nothing special.
Yeah, it doesn't feel cramped though, does it? Which is a good thing.
No.
Is it actually squishy enough? Is it quite nice with the foam?
Yeah, it's very comfortable. It's quite a lot of foam, so it's comfortable in that sense, but it's just a little bit too small,
right,
in my opinion.
You want something wider, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty standard with this sort of bike, but next thing I want to say, you were mentioning that you find it quite smooth as well, don't you?
Yeah, it's the smoothest thing I've ever ridden, actually.
It is beautiful, isn't it?
It is beautiful, yeah.
When you compare that to mine, there's a massive difference, isn't there?
Yeah.
With the way it changes gear, and it's more lively as well. Do you find that?
Yeah.
A bit more peppy?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you prefer this or mine?
This one.
Yeah, me too.
It's just a lot smoother, because the other one vibrates more, I think, but this one's just really smooth.
I've noticed that as well. Yeah, I've noticed that. And also, because it changes up gears quicker on my 2017 model, it's a little bit more, how do I describe it?
Jumpier.
Jumpy, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it kind of changes gear up a little bit too quick, whereas this is a bit more conventional, I think. And it's much smoother, and even when you're in first gear trying to pull out of a junction or whatever, with mine, it's a bit more grabbing. It never bothered me, but now I've ridden this.
Yeah, you can tell the difference now, can't you?
It's massive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's utterly different. But yeah, plenty of power for a Pillion, isn't there? It doesn't lack power going up hills or anything.
Plenty of power.
And yeah, overall. So was it
It's very good. It's a very good bike as a Pillion.
Yeah, good. Good news.
It's a very good bike overall.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you very much for your... It's very kind of you.
No problem.
Right guys, country lane riding, it's surprisingly good. Lovely smooth gearbox, lovely and light as well. If it does get out of shape, I feel like it's not going to be unmanageable. And that's the most important thing out in the lanes, isn't it? Obviously hitting the potholes and things like that, the suspension is set up quite tight. It's not super plush, but it's not rattly either. I feel like you can kind of make a bit of progress on this bike through the lanes, because again it just handles so well. And when you do have to anchor on or come to a stop, again you've got the ABS. If you hit a bit of gravel or something, then you got the traction control to steady things up a bit and keep you on the right line. Okay, so I'm just going to walk around the bike with you now. First of all, it's had a bit of a facelift there, which looks really good. LED light at the front, of course. Let's just turn that on so you can see it properly. So that's what it looks like there. We have the indicators there, which are apparently on all the time. It splits opinion that, but looks good, and makes you properly visible at night, of course, as well. Now, another really handy thing about the 2025 model is the upgrade in the Frunk here. So that's what we got inside there. Just to give you an idea, you can fit a full helmet in there, full face helmet, and without a problem at all. And this is all your manuals and your toolkit as well, which is on the side there. But fantastic to have this storage, and being an NC750X owner, I kind of struggle when I go out on my other bikes not having this. It becomes really handy because it's lockable as well, so you can put all your valuables in there, your phone or whatever. It's brilliant, it really is brilliant. Now if I turn the key the other way, like so, then that opens up this bit here, and that is where your fuel cap is. Alright, so there we go. Now, the pros and cons with that, obviously, is that obviously you gain that, but if you do seem to do a bit of travelling, then it does mean that if you've got anything on the back, whether it's a pillion or panniers or whatever, then it can cause a problem on that side of things, because obviously you can't get this open. But you know, at the end of the day, you're still gaining that. So generally speaking, that won't bother most people. It's never bothered me. Let's sit on the bike and I'll show you what it's like. 5'8". Now, since 2022, they have dropped the seat height to around 804, if I remember correctly. I'm flat-footing it. It's certainly, it's just really comfortable. Yeah, I've got no issues with that. Flat-footing it. The pegs kind of get in the way, but you get used to that. That's not a problem. So the NC has always had a little bit of a reputation for being a bit of a bland bike. I could not disagree more. You've got to try one of these to understand it. Nothing bland about this. This is sporty, it's quick, it's got power. Yes, it's only 57 brake horsepower or so, but this new one, the way that it delivers it, it's a quick bike. It really is. You've got to ignore the 57 brake horsepower bit, because it goes more like a 90, I would say, a 90 horsepower bike. It really does move pretty quick when you want it to. As you can see here, we've got that rider mode there, which is standard. Now all I have to do is to flick this mode button here, and it changes into sport there. And then we've got the range setting as well. And then user 1 and user 2, which you can set up the traction control and the power output to your heart's content there. The menu is quite extensive. It does have the Honda sync as well. We've got trip A, trip B obviously, and average fuel consumption, which is about 64. I would say that's pretty accurate. I've been doing a lot of dual carriageway work with the bike since I've had it. And there's some of your settings there which you can change around. On the left bar, as you can see here, this is to get you through the menu. It also comes with the Honda sync as well, so you can sync up your sat nav onto that as well. I haven't done that. I'm not very good with technical stuff. So that's the modes. Yeah, up there we've got the horn and indicators there, which show up on there as well, of course, as per normal, left and right. High beam, low beam pass. Then on the other side, we have this here. So we've got a plus sign and a minus sign. So going over to here, when you click that button there, you go into drive. If you click it again, it will go into manual, which means that you can use these paddles here. That's to go down a gear, like so, and that is to go up a gear, all right, when it's in manual mode. One thing I've always liked about the NC is the sound of it as well. Sounds brilliant, really, really good, without it being too loud either. So that's taking you through that. Yeah, so looking at the bike overall, it's a beautiful machine. I really do like the look of this bike. I personally might get a guard up here just to stop all the stuff flicking up, and perhaps even an extender on the front mudguard there as well. Now, I wouldn't recommend this, of course, but servicing is easy, so I guess that might reflect on the servicing costs, because the sort of 45 degree, well, probably a bit more than that, degree head here that comes out, it's very easy to get to the valves, very easy to change the oil. Another thing I like about Hondas is that they're finished so nicely. They got this high gloss finish here, and the plastic, it's a smooth plastic, it's not the matte type of plastic. I much prefer the glossy stuff. When it does get muddy, you can hose it off and it just comes off really easily, and it just comes up like new again. I mean, what more do you want in the bike? You know, I think it's brilliant. I really like it. I mean, obviously I can recommend it. I've got one myself. I love mine. I really do. It just does everything that I want it to do. You know, whether it's a short jaunt across town or, you know, a 200-mile day. Right, okay, so I guess that's it. I'm going to say thanks very much for watching. Sorry about the plane testing over there. I thought it'd be a good idea coming here. We had a nice big jumbo jet over there, and as soon as I set my camera up, it disappeared, which is just typical. And then that thing started testing its whatever they're testing. Shut up! But thanks very much for watching. Give the video a like would be very much appreciated. And thanks to Honda for the bike for the last, well, it's actually only been 2 weeks. I've still got it for another 2 weeks or so, a week or 2 weeks. Loved every second of it. It's been fantastic going to work on it, filming it, getting the pictures. Going out with other riders, other Honda riders, going to the Honda Club as well. Been down to my local dealer to see the guys, and it's been fantastic. So thanks very much. Thanks for watching this, of course, and I'll see you next Sunday at 5 p.m. Thanks for watching. Cheers.